Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the snappy dresser, Max.
Oh, hey, handsome man.
Get in here.
Get my.
Now, I was told that you have a surprise for us. What's that?
I do have a surprise. I'm very excited about it.
What is it?
Well, obviously this is my favorite show in the world, I have to give love for you guys being so amazing with Lights Down Low. I just wanted to give you this plaque.
Tell everyone what it is.
It is a plaque to commemorate Lights Down Low going platinum in the U.S. and it's all because you guys gave it so much love. So thank you. I'll put it right down here. There you go. Thank you, strongman Eric. Very cute.
Did you know we still play Lights Down Low?
Thank you for giving it so much love. It's a wild journey. I brought wifey to commemorate the beautiful celebration, of course, as well.
Yeah. No, so Danielle was saying that she likes your wife more than she likes you.
I totally understand that. It goes. The pecking order is my dog Wink, my wife, and then me, and I'm okay with that.
I got it. By the way, I love this new song that you're doing with Noah Cyrus.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Love it.
Yeah, it's been a cool progression with it's called Team, and my wife and I, 2 years of this song, your relationship with the song changes, your relationship changes, period, and become more cozy, or you have fights about moving out from your parents, or all those things, all the cute little things, and so because of that, this song is really just realizing that no matter what, you're on each other's team. It's you guys against the world, and you have to remind yourself of that.
Now, does she get mad that you use her fingernail polish?
She did my nails last night. I was like, we got Elvis tomorrow, and
I did it myself.
She did it herself.
Good job.
Yeah, she nailed it.
Add it to my resume.
Do you guys have slumber parties with each other?
We do.
Every night.
I'm away so much. Like we have, she'll do my nails and give me a facial, and we'll watch like random. What did we watch last night? Wild Wild Country, that new docu-series.
Yeah,
on Netflix.
that's
awesome with face masks.
Yeah, it's our little
crazy
thing.
show. I
yeah,
love
it's
that.
wild.
Look, let's talk about the show that's coming up in Miami.
Ooh, sure.
It's happening on May 26th, Miami Beach.
Yes.
Froggy, you got to go to this thing.
I'd love to go.
I know Shaggy's there.
Shaggy's there. I'm there. Yeah, it's gonna be a tasty time.
But the message is the most tremendous part of the show. It's a national salute to America's heroes, presented by Hyundai. It's a 2-day celebration. Hyundai Air and Sea Show, with music on the stage, and it's like a sensory overload. It looks like of all sorts of interesting
celebration of
things.
America, baby. We love America. I'm very excited. No, I love Shaggy, and it's truly. I mean, it's beautiful to get to use music to commemorate and also just honor the bravest of our people in America.
Exactly. So, they're honoring and paying tribute to the military, first responders, anyone and everyone who protects us, our freedoms as Americans, and it's going to be a beautiful show.
Very, very excited.
Froggy, I'll get you some free tickets. You can go see it.
Can you do that for me? All right, thanks.
I will.
We were at this Instax party the other night, so Max was performing. He moves and kicks his leg and does these crazy things with his body, and we're all like, oh, how the hell does he do that? Like, it's crazy.
Do you have to limber up? I mean, do you have to do stretches before
Yeah,
you...
my little Jewish knees are starting to get to that point where I have to just make sure I warm up for like 30 minutes before, so I'm not like, oh, my back afterwards.
Max, have you ever been performing and you do one of your kicks and you just fall right on your ass?
I've definitely ripped pants before. I've ripped plenty of seams, and I just kind of especially if it happens right in the beginning of the show.
Oh, no.
I'm like, all right, I'm wearing underwear. It's okay. We're all good.
So I don't know. Maybe you don't know. But we're really good friends with the Cyruses. The mom, kids,
amazing
everyone.
family. Yeah.
So and Noah Cyrus, especially this past year, she's really she's coming into her own.
Yeah.
And so you guys have this song together. How did that come about?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you knew that.
Yeah. So we've done shows together for about a year, and had a bunch of mutual collaborations. Like Matoma is a friend of both of ours that we both did a song with, and we were hanging at his show a few months back, and we just run into each other a lot. And similarly to with Lights Down Low, how I had been around Nash sometimes and whatever else, and sent him the song, and he added his story to it. Same thing with Noah. She actually had this song and she sent it to me, and it was this serendipitous moment of the universe just being like, wow, this is exactly how I feel, and I added my story to it, and suddenly we had this song, and it was beautiful because we come from such different worlds, here being a New Yorker, and her from the Nashville side and her family side, and it's beautiful that you find that connection with music that that is what connects us all, and that's what connected us immediately, both going through this exact same kind of feeling with our significant others, and finding this common ground of realizing that it's hard to find people who really do believe in you and love you, and when you do, you have to sort of breathe, and if you have that little fight, just let it go and be be like, is this really worth, having this with the person I love the most? And so, yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah.
And you do come from different worlds. And
yeah.
look, I love them. I mean, but the question is this: did you guys record this in the same studio at the same time?
No, we did it from across the country.
I need for you to lie to me when I ask questions.
Yeah, like that.
I need for you to say, yeah, we met the studio, we hung out, and we recorded it.
It took forever.
But we really got into each other's vibe because we were there next to each other, facing each other. We could actually spit on each other because we were enunciating correctly.
Totally.
But when I hear that people do these songs, these projects, and they're not even in the same studio, I just, oh man,
it kills you.
I need to think that you were there together because when you hear it, it sounds like you're like there.
There's a magic in both for sure. Like I was working on my new record with John Bellion the other day, and being in the studio with him working on a song is a magical feeling when you feel that energy. But also there is a moment of it that can be so much magic that you almost are tricked by it. And then you listen to the song later, and it was that moment in the studio was almost more magical than the song itself.
Oh, really?
So and that sometimes happens where like the energy of being so excited about this thing together makes it feel like it's even crazier than it really is, and then you look back in retrospect. And sometimes it's interesting to do it from other places. It ends up being something that you don't expect, and you can really look at it from a third eye and be like, how do I really feel about this?
So Noah, who recorded first? And
she recorded first.
And she sent it to you.
Sent it to me and almost gave me no direction. They were just like, hey, we want this to be a duet. Like, do you want to be a part of it? And it was all her singing, all girl. Like it was all as if it was a solo song.
Right.
And so I spent like a day basically recording everything I could think of.
So she sings the entire song.
So
when you go back to singing, I guess you have a way of pulling tracks down. You can pull her voice out.
Yeah, basically. And I just wrote all these different little new parts and different things, and it ended up just like blending together in sort of its own magical way.
I got to put myself in Noah Cyrus's spot. She records this song. She sends it away. It comes back, and she pushes play, and she hears what you've done. And I bet that really is just what a gift to open and like, this little sound file from Max. Let's listen. And she's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, totally.
That must be a trip.
I mean, that's what happened with the Nash thing with Lights Down Low. It already felt like a complete piece for me. But once he sent that story, but I didn't know what to expect, and to get that story back, it was the first day feeling that energy. I hope she felt the same way when I sent it to her in that way too. Yeah.
By the way, if you're just turning us on, this is Max.
Hey, Hell's Kitchen, baby.
Headlining the Music Explosion concert hosted by Hyundai, which is it's next weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
May 26th.
Boom, boom.
How fun.
Yeah.
Shaggy will be there. You'll be there. Tickets are available, and you get them how? I don't know. No one gave me ticket information. We'll figure it out. Go to usasalute.com to find out more. Now, so you worked with John Bellion.
I did. Yeah. I love him.
What a brilliant musician.
He's absolutely brilliant.
We actually went on a cruise to nowhere with him.
Did you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, as I don't know if you know, but I'm the godfather of the most important ship in the cruise industry.
Oh, wow.
The Norwegian Bliss.
Yes. Ooh.
And so we just parked it over here in the river. And we spent 3 nights on it. And John Bellion showed up, and his family. It was really cool. But what a talented guy.
Oh, he's magnificent. I'm obsessed with him as an artist. And then to get to actually create, we did a song on my last record called Basement Party together. And it was really, both being New Yorkers, finding this special bond together. It was amazing. And the energy for this new one was just as magical, which was cool.
So collaborations are always great. But when's the last time you just went into a studio and there was no one else in it? And it was just you?
I wrote this.
Do you feel lonely in a studio by yourself?
I think being an only child, it is weird for me. Like, I love collaborating because I've always been the type that if I couldn't fall asleep without the TV on and things like that, I was always like, I needed people around me, which is why touring life is interesting because it's like adult summer camp. You have like 12 people on a bus and you're constantly surrounded by people.
Right.
And so in that way, a lot of times sometimes I'll write, like I'll be in a hotel room by myself on the road or something. And I wrote a song for Emily the other day on the ukulele. And like, that is definitely a special moment itself. It's almost the most vulnerable moment too. So it's something that I'm trying to do more and more because it really is something that you can't replicate with that collaboration. But at the same time, with a collaboration, I did a song called 10 Victoria's Secret Models, my last record with Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. And that line came from me telling him a story about when I saw Emily on the train in Chicago for the first time. And then I went to lunch and he told me to like go away so he could look through his notes. And he was like, you said this thing about how like 10 Victoria's Secret models could have walked on the train and you wouldn't have taken your eyes off Emily. And that's the name of the song. And I didn't even realize I said it. So it comes from both.
So you're brilliant and don't even know it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But
well, let's not give you too big of an ego here.
When was the last time you wrote a song with your ukulele?
Yeah, baby.
Just the other night.
Writing songs about Max, the dog, baby.
I usually write songs on my harmonica.
Ooh, tasty.
Hey, you know, I was just sitting here thinking while you were talking. I was listening to what you were saying, by the way.
No, of course.
But, I mean, when we first met you, you were really just kind of getting it rolling.
Yeah.
And look at what you're doing now. Look at this incredible life you're living. Not only with successful relationship at home, but on the road. I mean, because I follow you, Max. I've always followed you, and you're always on stage and kicking and smiling and. You're loving. You look like you really truly love what you do. Your life is fantastic.
Totally. Yeah. No. Absolutely. It's the most fantastic, and it's the balance, because I think the definition of success for us is being able to really be happy with your people, with the people you love, and then get to do what you love. That's what it is for me.
Now we have a little problem here in the studio, and I want to. Since you reminded us that you were an only child.
Yes.
Right? See, Dave Brody, our producer, is an only child.
Yeah.
And we think, it's scary, especially thinks, because he's an only child, he always got his way, and he's...
Yeah. He's stubborn. I said
stubborn.
David Brody in particular
is
stubborn, and he's always got to be right. He never had anyone to argue with when he
never
was
had
a
to
kid.
share
Emily's
his
like
toys.
nodding her head, just like.
And when you have siblings, you think about it. You share. You have compromise. There's sacrifice. And you fight it out, and then you lose sometimes. Brody is the opposite of that. He's got to be a winner, and he's got to be right all the time.
Yeah.
Is that an only child thing?
I might be. I wouldn't. It's probably an only child thing. Yeah.
Are you like that?
I'm a little like that, I guess, sometimes. Like, she's nodding her head. You're killing me.
His wife says yes.
So you really truly think, and I'm starting to believe what Scary is saying, if you're an only child, you do approach life differently in your adult life than you would if you were from a family of 6.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? Like Brody?
I think I had to be right because there was no one there to be right if I wasn't.
There you go.
In other words, if I was wrong for everyone.
How about that, Emily?
Right? So I had to research and learn things.
Yeah.
Max has a lot of habits, and sometimes I just look at him and I go, "You're such an only child."
What was the fight you're having with Brody just the other day?
Oh, so I told a joke in the room,
right.
And then as I'm walking out of the room, Scary tells the same joke as if I hadn't said it. So I said, "This guy just told that joke." And I walked out. He goes, "Why does he have to be right? It's because he's an only child." No, you ripped me off.
No, I totally understand the moment.
But because I had siblings, if the tables were turned, I would have walked out of the room and
Max,
let it roll up.
share.
Max,
Who cares?
if you wrote a song called 12 Playmates, right? 12 Victoria's Secret
Yeah,
Models.
12?
And
Okay.
then Scary wrote a song called 10 Victoria's Secret Models. Would you be upset because you're an only child, or would you be upset because you're a creator of content?
The latter, for sure,
I think
yeah.
the name should be renamed 12
12
Playmates.
Playmates.
It makes no sense at all. All right, so Scary. Okay, look, Brody can be an a-hole sometimes, but I don't always want to blame it on the fact that he's an only child. I blame it on the fact he's just an a-hole.
Yeah, exactly. You just feel like
All
you're
right.
flat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so you're
Totally.
There are advantages to being an only child. I get
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So I got to play the song and get you out of here. First of all, I want to thank you for that plaque.
It's
and
our
thank
pleasure.
you for
Thank
the
you.
music. I mean, every time we play, Lights Down Low, I mean, I know that it's making us, our company, more and more money. Because people keep listening.
Oh, I'm
It
so happy to
translates
hear
into
that.
revenue for our company.
Well,
keep the hits coming. It really is about us.
always. Hey, it's always about you guys. That's what we're doing it for, baby.
All right. So I want you to hear this song. If you haven't heard this Noah Cyrus Max song, you're going to hear it right now. It's called Team. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you guys for
Max.
having me. My favorite always. Thanks, guys.